Have you ever felt the chilling grip of fear? Not the fleeting kind, but the bone-deep dread that whispers of inadequacy? The kind that makes you question your very essence and purpose. Good. Because that feeling, that gnawing unease, is the very catalyst for the transformation we're going to explore today. Forget the platitudes, the fleeting affirmations that vanish the moment reality bites. Forget attention. Because today, we're not aiming for mere acknowledgement. Today, we unleash the raw, untamed force within you, the potential that society tries to bury. We're going to delve into the process of becoming, of metamorphosis so profound that it will not only silence your doubts, it will shock the world. This journey is not for the faint of heart. It's a descent into the depths of your potential, a relentless climb towards a version of yourself you haven't yet dared to dream of. This isn't just about motivation. It's about the savage, beautiful truth of what you are capable of. Brace yourself, because the path ahead will be challenging, but the rewards are beyond measure. We begin now. This video will unfold in 5 potent chapters, each a step further on your journey of transformation. Chapter 1 will delve into the anatomy of fear and its deceptive power over you. Chapter 2 will strip away the illusions of instant gratification and expose the relentless pursuit of excellence. Chapter 3 will introduce a mindset shift, a paradigm-altering perception of failure and its role in growth. Chapter 4 will reveal strategies, not mere tips, but actionable systems to sculpt the future you desire. And finally, Chapter 5 will bind it all together, demonstrating how this process of profound self-improvement isn't a fleeting trend, but a lifelong journey towards unshakable self-mastery. We will not just talk about it, we will dissect it, analyze it, and make it a part of you. But before we move on, be sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more powerful and transformative content. Let's embark on this quest for the truest version of ourselves. Chapter 1. The Anatomy of Fear. Fear, that insidious monster lurking in the shadows of our minds, isn't a sign of weakness, it's a signal. A signal that we're about to step outside the familiar, that we're on the cusp of growth. But society has twisted fear into an anchor, a weight that drags us back to the mundane, to the comfortable. We are taught to avoid discomfort, to shrink from challenges, to seek safety in the predictable. This is a catastrophic misinterpretation of fear's very purpose. Consider the stories that permeate our culture, from the myths of Icarus to the tales of modern-day failures and triumphs. The underlying theme? Those who dare to face the unknown, to embrace fear, ultimately achieve the extraordinary. Recent interviews with individuals who have overcome seemingly insurmountable odds consistently reveal a common thread: the ability to channel fear, to use it as a propellant, not an impediment. They acknowledge their terror, but they don't let it define them. Instead, they use it as a compass, steering them toward the path of their highest potential. We need to reverse engineer this approach. If fear is present, it is likely a sign we are on the right track. A track which goes against the grain. A track that goes away from safety and complacency. A track towards becoming unstoppable. The real tragedy is not that you feel fear. It's that you allow it to dictate your actions. You let it build walls around your dreams, constructing a prison of self-doubt and limitations. You start believing the whispers of inadequacy, of not being good enough, not being smart enough, not being capable enough. You start living the life you think you deserve instead of the one you truly deserve. This is when fear shifts from being a useful signal to a toxic force, draining your energy and dimming your potential. Take the recent case of Sarah Jones, a software engineer who struggled with imposter syndrome. She almost abandoned her dream of starting her own tech company. Her fear was rooted in past failures and the societal pressure on women in tech. However, through deliberate exposure to her fears and by facing those doubts head on, she was able to transform her perspective and eventually launch a successful startup that made international headlines. Her journey is a stark reminder that fear is a battle that must be confronted, not avoided. Now, it is your turn. The starting line for your journey starts right now. The only enemy to defeat is yourself. Chapter 2, The Illusion of Instant Gratification. In our age of instant everything, it's easy to fall prey to the allure of immediate gratification. We seek quick fixes, shortcuts, and effortless success. We want to skip the process and jump straight to the reward. Social media perpetuates this myth, showcasing highlight reels that are devoid of the hard work, the sacrifices, and the relentless dedication that are the cornerstones of any true achievement. This is why so many of us get caught in a perpetual cycle of disappointment, chasing fleeting pleasures that leave us feeling hollow and unfulfilled. The path of real transformation is rarely easy and never quick. It demands perseverance, consistency, and a willingness to endure the discomfort of growth. There's no magic pill, no overnight success, just the relentless grind of progress. Consider the rigorous training regime of top athletes. They don't just magically appear on the podium. Their path is paved with hours of sacrifice, mental fortitude, and the willingness to push past their physical and mental limits. Their focus is not on the immediate reward, but on the daily process of becoming better. This principle applies to every aspect of life, from business to relationships to personal development. Many of the self-proclaimed gurus of today promise fast and easy results. The reality? There's no substitute for hard work, disciplined action, and unwavering dedication to your craft. The key to breaking free from the cycle of instant gratification is to shift your focus from the outcome to the process. It's the day-to-day actions, the consistent effort that creates true and lasting change. Look to the examples of historical innovators like Thomas Edison, who famously endured thousands of failed attempts before inventing the light bulb. His perseverance was not fueled by the desire for immediate success, but by a relentless passion for his work and a deeply rooted commitment to the process. Consider his words, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This illustrates that failure is simply another step on the journey of excellence, not an indication of lacking talent. A crucial mind shift we all need to embrace. Chapter 3, The Paradigm of Failure. Failure, another word that triggers negative connotations in most people's minds, should be viewed as an integral part of the growth process. It's not a final destination, but a stepping stone. Society often conditions us to fear failure, to equate it with inadequacy and shame. But this fear is what paralyzes us and stops us from taking risks and chasing our goals. The reality is that failure is one of the greatest teachers. It provides valuable insights, lessons learned, and a roadmap for improvement. The key is not to avoid failure, but to learn from it. Reframe your relationship with failure by viewing it as an opportunity for learning and growth, a necessary part of your journey towards success. Every time you experience a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? By seeing failure as a feedback mechanism, you are transforming it into one of your greatest allies. We should reframe this notion in our own minds. We should no longer be afraid to fail. Instead, we should be afraid of not failing enough. Recent studies on high-achieving entrepreneurs and creative individuals reveal a striking pattern. The more failures they experienced early on, the more successful they became later in life. These individuals didn't become masters overnight. They became masters because they failed more times than everyone else. They viewed each setback as an opportunity to adjust their strategy and move forward with greater resilience. For example, the founder of Airbnb experienced countless rejections and numerous setbacks. The only reason that this business is one of the most successful in the world today is that they never gave up. The same applies to Elon Musk's SpaceX program, which had more failed launches than successful ones in its early stages. If we choose to internalize the lesson that failure is a natural and necessary part of the process of improvement, we will be one step closer to greatness. Do not fear failure. Use it as your most powerful tool. Chapter 4. Systems for sculpting your future. Motivation alone is not enough. It's a fleeting feeling, a temporary surge of energy that can quickly dissipate. What you need instead are reliable systems, not mere tips, but actionable frameworks to guide your journey. These systems are your anchor during turbulent times, your GPS when you are lost, and the key to sustainable progress. Start by clearly defining your goals. Be specific. Don't just say, "I want to be successful." Ask yourself, what does success look like to me specifically? What tangible results do I want to achieve? Break these big goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Then create a daily action plan, a roadmap of what you need to do each day. Consistency is the key here. Every step, no matter how small, will propel you in the right direction. Develop a habit tracking system to monitor your progress. This will create accountability and give you visible proof of how far you have come. Use apps, spreadsheets, or a good old-fashioned notebook to write down your daily tasks and track your progress. Use the tools available to you. Another fundamental element in your personal growth plan is to surround yourself with a network of support. Seek out mentors, coaches, and peers who have achieved what you aspire to accomplish. Build a community of like-minded individuals, people who can provide you with the necessary guidance, feedback, and encouragement. Remember, the journey towards transformation is not a solitary one. Having a network of people who believe in you will give you the strength to keep going when times are difficult. This is one of the most important and overlooked tools that anyone can implement today. The power of collective intention is one of the most powerful tools anyone can have in their arsenal. Learn from the experiences of others. Apply the lessons they have learned. Be disciplined in your execution. And above all else, keep moving forward, no matter how small your steps may seem. Chapter 5. The lifelong journey. The journey of self-transformation is not a one-time event, it's a lifelong endeavor. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments of self-doubt. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when the path ahead looks too difficult and too steep. But these moments of challenge are the very moments that will forge you into the person you want to be. It's not the absence of difficulties that defines our character, but how we respond to them. We must be prepared to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, as tests of our resilience and determination. The pursuit of personal excellence is not about reaching a destination. It's about continually evolving, learning, and becoming a better version of ourselves. It is the process of refinement that shapes our character, that creates the person we are destined to be. The principles we have discussed here are not just theoretical concepts. They are practical tools that will help you navigate every aspect of your life, from your career to your relationships to your own personal growth. It's important to remain patient, understanding that real transformation takes time. Be compassionate with yourself. Celebrate the small wins and don't let the fear of failure derail your progress. This is a marathon, not a sprint. This is about the long game of personal mastery. So take the lessons you have learned here, internalize them, and allow them to guide you on your path towards becoming the person you are destined to be. This is not the end. This is just the beginning of your journey. And that is the single most exciting idea. The journey you are about to embark on will test you. It will push you to your very limits. But this is the path to greatness. Do not be afraid. Instead, welcome the challenges, learn the lessons, and master the art of self-transformation. Thank you for being part of this community of changemakers. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more empowering content. The time to act is now. As we reach the conclusion of this video, it's important to emphasize that the true power of these principles lies in their implementation. Understanding concepts is one thing, but applying them consistently is what will ultimately reshape your life. The journey is not easy, but it's profoundly worth it. So don't just listen to this, implement it in your life. The person you are meant to be is not some distant dream, but the person you will become from consistent and dedicated hard work. The choice is yours.